What is a common problem actually when you're working with parents, both of you? I mean, you're not a trainer, but you're also working with parents. What is the most common problem, or what is the case?
I think not just because of the child, but generally speaking, people are acting, actually I would rather say they are reacting. So people get to see a doctor only if they are sick. People get to see a hypnotherapist if they have a problem. People come with, to take care of their child if the child has a problem. So if they don't have any problem, the child or themselves, people usually don't seek professional help, so to speak.
Exactly.
And so this applies to this technique as well, to the sleep talk process. And what they don't understand is that prevention costs much less than fixing. And that's something very difficult to put in, to help people understand. What do you think, Beryl?
I agree. It's commitment to investing time to make time in the future.
Yeah.
As an ex-teacher and school principal, I know that if you listen to your child now, and you learn to listen, that means active listening, take an interest in them, show them that love, they will be teenagers that talk to you.
Yeah.
Because when they get to teens, where did you go? Nowhere. What did you do? Nothing. Who were you with? No one. This is when we want them to talk to us. But we didn't invest the time earlier to listen, to let them know it's safe to talk to us.
Yeah.
And they go to talk to their teens and not us, and
Absolutely.
They get a lot of untruth.
And what I tend to tell them is, for instance, one of the things that parents do, and they do that on, say, automatic pilot, so to speak. It's like a habit of their own. What do you do with a child who is very, very small? Well, you change diapers, you wash them, you brush their teeth.
Yeah.
And you do that before they get to bed. So what I tell them is like, well, just as you go and brush their teeth before you put them to bed, add another extra habit, tag it to the toothbrushing.
Yeah.
And 15 minutes later or 20 minutes later, whatever it takes for the child to fall asleep, then you do the sleep talk process. Just as every night you do the toothbrushing, you do the sleep talk process.
And you reinforce it during the day with the things that are said during the process. You reinforce it. But you don't have to wait. With small children, you don't even have to wait till night. Because you can do it with their afternoon nap.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then do with the older children later. I mean, it's so flexible that way.
Yeah, the one thing that parents complain about is, it's another thing I have to do. It's yet another thing. And I said, well, yeah, okay, it's another thing you have to do. Really, like you said, how much do you want to invest in your child? Because are you not thinking about, it's another thing I have to do when you brush their teeth? You're not thinking like that. You just go ahead and do it. It's not like, I gotta brush their teeth again. No, you do it. And it's the same thing with the sleep talk process.
So what do you think actually, what is the cause when people, I had that often in my office, that parents are stopping the process. What do you think is the cause of that? What is the problem? What is the point?
I think the main reason is they do not fully understand the ramifications of the process. They do not fully grasp the power of it and the importance of it. And so therefore it's like, it's just another thing. Well, I can do it an hour, I can just skip it. And they kind of, go very light with it. But if they would really, really get the idea, get the point, and see how powerful and how important and how, how much it contributes to their child's self-esteem and self-belief, then they would not treat it that way. But they simply don't grasp that. They simply don't get it. And that's for us to do a good job in explaining that. And like you said, if you don't talk to them when they're young, they're not gonna talk to you when they're older. And it doesn't have to be older, like teenagers, like 10, 12 years old. They already got their own thing. So I think that's one of the reasons for which they do not invest much, because they don't really get it. What do you think?
I think parents are focused so much on IQ and tests and school these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're thinking that they have to be the teacher. No, that's the teacher's job. Our job is to raise our child's emotional intelligence. And I truly believe that this does raise our children's emotional intelligence and the parents' emotional intelligence, because they start to listen more. They start to be more patient themselves, because we're coaching them in doing that. And the where my child stands now document and all the little things, they're surprised at, wow, I can look at this, I can look at this, and let the teacher look at the scores and the percentages. Yeah. It really is how to raise an emotionally intelligent child, and that's more important than IQ for your success.
And if the parent doesn't care about that, then there is your answer. If the parent doesn't care about having an emotionally intelligent child, then it's like, why would I train my child to be a race driver? Well, I don't care about race driving, so therefore I'm not going to do anything in that direction. It's the same thinking here. It always comes down to, whenever a parent comes with a child that has a problem, is the parent has a problem and the child only expresses it. So it's full circle, It always goes back to the parent. Yeah. So,
isn't it interesting, we work in different countries, but we're finding the same issues. What about your issues in Switzerland, where you live?
It's exactly the problem, that people stop. They're just saying, oh, another thing, or I can hear that they're so focused, as you say, also as a teacher, on symptoms or on what the child should or can do in school. It's always, I think it's the same thing. That are the same issues where I struggle with parents, actually. And the only thing I think is just to really teach them in a right way, and to explain it, and to ask them also, did you understand it, why, and maybe also find new ways to explain it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Having said that, there are some wonderful parents. I've had one parent who was pregnant when she was learning sleep talk.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was using sleep talk with the 3-year-old. She was using sleep talk in uterus with the pregnancy. That one, then she started just doing sleep talk when, and then she's had another child, and they're just beautiful children, and the most emotionally intelligent children, because she's also she's expanded into positive parenting and things like this.
So I think the one thing that would help very much is for us to help parents build a new habit, basically. If you make a habit out of this, then that requires no effort. And a habit is something that you do automatically, just like the brushing of the teeth.
I love that example.
So just make a habit out of it, and then it is not going to be perceived as an effort anymore.
Exactly. Just see it from the other way of thinking.
Exactly.
And your children are an extension of you. Why would you not want to invest time in your child?
Yeah.
Yeah?